Today I'm going to teach you how to make a decal using the vinyl plotter printer. First, we're going to make a new file, which I've already done here, but we're going to do another one. It doesn't matter what the size is. I'm going to leave the unit in inches right now, and since my printer does print in CMYK, I'll leave it in CMYK. The size, I just default to 12 by 12, but I'm going to change the size later. So now I have an untitled, and the first thing I'm going to do is put in an image that I'm going to make a decal out of. So I already have it prepped. You could also find something on the internet, but I'm going to place my PNG of my logo for Bowie Makers. So there are a few things that are kind of a problem with this. The first problem is that the lines of the picture go way outside the actual picture itself. So I'm going to crop this to bring in the edges like way closer to the actual logo. Then I'm going to hit apply. Now I want to make this a cool shape. So I'm going to take this and copy and paste it. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to size it as I want it to be sized. So a 10-inch sticker is kind of ridiculous. So we're going to make this a 4-inch sticker. Oops, see how it squished that? I'm going to go up here and lock my aspect ratio, and now I'm going to make it a 4-inch sticker. Now before I go any farther, I'm going to pause. Look at where my menus are here. Let's make sure your menus are in the same places. So we're going to go up to Window, we're going to go to Workspace, and we're going to make sure that Layout is checked. If it ever goes away, sometimes you can hit a keyboard button that makes it go away. You can just always go up here to Window, Workspace, and Layout, and then all of your menus will pop back if they've disappeared for whatever reason. Okay, so 4-inch sticker, that seems reasonable. I'm going to use my black arrow to click on this, copy and paste it, and then I'm going to go up here to Image Trace and down to where it says Silhouette. All right, and then I'm going to hit Expand. Now I'm going to go to Object and to Path and to Offset Path, and let's see here, 0.07 inches. Let's see what 3 millimeters looks like. If I have preview checked, if I click into this other box, it'll do that and do that preview. That's actually pretty good. Maybe 4 millimeters. That's pretty good. All right, we're going to say okay. I'm going to go over here to my Pathfinder tool. And if your Pathfinder tool is not right there, you're going to go up to Window and you're going to make sure Pathfinder is checked. And then it'll pop up on your screen someplace. So if I bring it out here and I close my Pathfinder window by accident, I could go up here to Window, I could go down to Pathfinder, and there it pops up. And I can organize it anywhere I'd like. So I'm going to organize it where it was before. So I'm going to stick it right there. And now I'm going to unite these paths. If you had clicked off of that before uniting the path, it might have caused some problems. So let's do that again and show you how to fix that. So you can see that I can still see Bowie Makers and stuff in there. So copy paste, Silhouette, Expand, Offset Path. It remembered that 4 millimeters thing, but I can just double check. Right, 4 millimeters. Click OK. Okay, click off of it and then click back on it, and now I'm going to unite that path. Notice this one does not say Bowie Makers in it when I click on it, because I've united the Bowie Makers words as well. It's actually, in this particular case, it's better that we did that. It doesn't make a problem. In this case, I'm going to have to separate these two now. So I'm going to use my black arrow and double click on this edge, and pull it off. With it off, I can see that those two things are separated. I'm going to go to edit and I'm going to do a cut. I'm going to get out of layer 1 and group. I'm going to click on this and delete it, and then I'm going to paste. So kind of the same thing has happened in both of these cases. This just took an extra step. All right. Basically what I'm doing is the outline of my sticker that I'm going to cut out, but I don't really like this triangle in here, so I'm going to get inside here and mess with it. So I'm going to use my white arrow. And what's going to be the best way of doing this? My direct selection tool. I don't want my lasso tool, I want my direct selection tool. I got that by right-clicking on this icon. Okay, so my direct selection tool, I can click on individual anchors and delete them. It's going to take a while. So I'm going to make my inside empty. I'm going to make my outside have a shape. I'm going to use my direct selection tool and select a bunch of these things and hit delete. Maybe this one too. Oops. Direct selection tool, delete. There's still something right there, so we'll delete him as well. And then I'm going to go to my pen tool and click on him, and then make sure I click on this other side. Cool. So that's a cool shape for a sticker. And now I'm going to take these two guys and line them up. So using my align tool, if you don't see that on your screen, it's because your monitor is smaller than mine is. So let's see if we can make that go away so that I can. My screen is too big. There we go. Okay, so you can click on the word align and then those things pop up underneath it. The icons for different ways to align. All right, so I've got my Berbowie Maker's word. I've got my outline. This looks really good. That's going to be a sticker. The last thing I need to do is tell it to cut. So it's going to print in blue, and I want to tell it to cut where this black line is. So I need to install the swatch that the printer needs. It's not just the color, it's the name of the color. I have kids do that all the time. They remember the color code and then they try to copy the color code. That will not work. So we're going to go down here to swatches and we're going to say Roland Verso Works, which is not going to show up in yours. You have to go to other library. We are going to search for Roland Versa Works. And this only works because I have already downloaded it. And there it is. I'm going to go to open, and there are my colors. So the color that I want to use is either this pink one or this gray one. The gray one will cut all the way through the backing material as a perforation cut so I can pop the sticker out. The pink one will cut only through the sticker, and it will leave the backing material intact. So that would be like a sheet of stickers if I wanted to have a sheet of stickers. If you don't have the Roland VersaWorks already downloaded, you're going to open your internet. You're going to go to berbowie.com, down to Makerspace Resources, Vinyl Cutting and Printing, right here, Roland Adobe Color Swatch Download. So click on that. Don't worry that it's in strange languages and you can't read them. There's lots of languages in there. We're going to just download it. It's going to automatically open for some weird reason, so I'm just going to close that. That's not necessary. But now, when we go in here and other library, we can go to our downloads folder, and there it is, Roland VersaWorks right there. Okay? Okay. Alrighty. So now we have our sticker. So I'm going to delete this one. The last thing we're going to do to get our sticker ready for printing is go up here to Artboards, and go to Fit to Artwork Bounds and say OK. Now I'm ready to make as many of these as I possibly can on my cutter. If I got my border out here and I decided that it was too far away from my actual words, I could go back up to path, back to offset path, and this time I could say, well, I want it to go actually in 1 millimeter. So I would say -1 millimeter, like that. And you can see that pops it in. Maybe I wanted -1.5 millimeters. Cool. Now I can delete this outer one. And it's closer to my Burbaui Makers logo. And then I go back to Artboard and Fit to Artwork Bounds. Excellent. All right.